Have you ever been working away really hard on something, and the more you're working at it, the further away your goal seems to get? Or you're getting really stressed out, it starts affecting other areas of your life. Nick Kenny here, mental fitness speaker and coach. I've found sharpening the saw really helps. Research shows that 77% of Australians during lockdown experienced some form of burnout. One of the highest rates in the world. And Stephen Covey speaks about this not about the pandemic, but he speaks about how to manage burnout. In his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he speaks about sharpening the saw. So imagine like a lumberjack, and he's in the woods and he's cutting down these trees and he's working and he's sweating and he's grunting and he's exhausted, and this hiker comes along and sees him, and the hiker's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" He says, "What does it look like? I'm cutting down these trees, right?" And the hiker says, he looks at his saw and he's like, "It's pretty blunt. Why don't you take a break and sharpen the saw?" And the lumberjack says, "Dude, I've got no time for that. I've got to cut down these trees." Does that sound familiar? A couple of years ago, I was doing that. I was really stressed out. I was trying to, cut down the trees, so to speak. And I had a whole bunch of things going on in my life, right? Like I was trying to settle into this new job that I had. And I was dealing with this relationship breakdown, substance abuse issues, financial instability, needed stable accommodation, all the while had a family member who was going through some pretty serious health problems. And it was all happening. And I'm trying to smash my way through this. And I remember I wasn't able to sleep. I was really stressed out. And I spoke to my boss about it. And ultimately the boss said, "Look, dude, just take some time off." So I had a really supportive workplace. I was able to go stay with my family for a couple of months, connect with them, started exercising more regularly, found a smart recovery group, spoke to a counselor, and I was able to return to work a lot more refreshed and show up for myself as a person in my own life and for the business a lot more effectively. Ultimately, I was in a much stronger position for myself going into the pandemic, and the business was probably a little bit stronger as well because I was able to perform at work. So sharpening the saw, what do we do? That's a pretty extreme example. You don't have to get to that breaking point, right? There's some really basic things we can do. A few ways that I've found help. Firstly, exercise first thing in the morning. So, going for a walk for like 20 minutes. Doesn't have to be huge, but research shows that if we do this, we're less stressful, we're happier, we're going into work more focused, more energized, more motivated, our memories improve, the whole lot. The other thing about that, like exercising first thing in the morning, you're kicking your day off with a win, like straight off the bat. The next thing is to plan the weekends. Like most of us have a tendency to, maybe not most of us, a lot of us have a tendency to kind of just default towards the pub. And I think if we're honest with ourselves, most of us probably would admit we drink a bit more than we would like to. So planning our weekends in advance, like penciling in something during those times where we typically just go, "Oh, well, everyone's at the pub, I'll go there too." So that way we rock up to work more refreshed rather than, like hungover, remorseful or whatever on the Monday. We feel like we've spent our weekends properly. And the last thing is to just connect with positive people, because we're social creatures and we need this stuff, right? Like we're taking charge of our serotonin, our oxytocin levels, and that's it. 3 easy strategies. If you'll notice, again, movement meaning mates, but I'm keen to hear what works for you. What sharpens your saw? If you like what you've seen, like it, comment, share it. Good to see you.